Will the market go up or down? Should you lock in or float? Find out this and more with Master of the Markets, hosted by Barry Habib of MBS Highway. Brought to you by Paramount Residential Mortgage Group.
In today's mortgage environment, providing our wholesale community with the best combination of product, pricing, technology, and service is paramount to their success. PRMG, built by originators for originators.
Welcome to another edition of Master of the Markets. I'm Barry Habib at MBS Highway. This is created exclusively for Mortgage News Network, and it's brought to you by our good friends at PRMG, who are working for your best interest. I hope you had your seatbelts on last week, but you heard it here first, right? We told you a couple of weeks ago there's a window of opportunity, and sure enough there was. And then we told you last week to brace for higher rates, and you got it. So what the heck happened? Well, what happened was that the Fed is no longer in the business of quantitative easing or reinvestment of the quantitative easing money. I told you that was going to happen. It did not take long. They supposedly stopped on October 1st, and it wasn't just too long after that. 2 days later, October 3rd, and what did you see? You saw a reaction where prices continued to fall, yields continued to rise without the Fed there to backstop. Get used to this kind of volatility. But it's almost not fair now because, listen, we've been in a situation with Fed buying for 9 years, right? So for many of you, it's your whole career. What we are about to see now is a more normal market, normal downside volatility in price, upside in yield. In other words, when you get news that comes out that's not great news for the bond market, prices will fall as they normally would, and it could be pretty precipitous. You don't have the Fed in there to backstop it. And on the way up, you might say, oh, more volatility, that means it might go up more. Well, actually not. Because now it will go up normally. It's not going to go up and the added juice of the Fed pushing it even higher. So it means that you just have to step up and be more of an advisor. It means that there's a lot of opportunity out there for you with respect to refinances by being a debt counselor, a debt manager, using debt consolidation ways to help people, use the home equity that they've built up to remove things like MI. People got themselves in a bunch of debt. Talk to them and help them get themselves squared up. On the purchase side, you're going to come up against situations where people are looking to purchase homes, but they're now going to surrender a much lower interest rate and go from a mortgage that they took out at a much lower level than what it would cost them for a move-up home. You have to structure their debt accordingly. These are things that advisors will do. And you have to understand the market better. You have to really understand the whys and where it's going. And not just like we get to touch upon here. I mean, really understand it. One of the things you should be doing is getting on MBS Highway and letting us help you, letting us teach you every single day what to do. Our subscribers have been nothing short of delighted at how we have navigated through this volatility and protected their clients, protected them, but not that just that, helping them gain new transactions all along the way and help their real estate agents help their customers see the opportunities. You need to be doing that for yourself. Now, what have we got in the week ahead? It's a quiet week, except that we're going to get inflation data, and inflation is heating up. The jobs report last week showed lower job creations, but the bond market didn't like it. Why? It was because weekly earnings, not hourly earnings, like everybody else talks about, okay? They don't really understand it. Hourly earnings can be higher. You can make more money per hour, but if you work less hours, what's going to happen? You're going to have less take-home pay, and that's what it's about. Weekly earnings is a result that gives you what your take-home pay is. And weekly earnings last week jumped to their highest level in 11 years, 3.4% year over year. Now, that's good news for housing, good news for affordability, good news for the people earning money. But it wasn't so good for the bond market because that can worry the bond market about wage pressure inflation. Inflation is a little bit higher than the last month's number. We're tame, but this week we could see inflation numbers that push the bond market in one direction or another. If we see inflation come in hotter, it's going to hurt prices for you. If it comes in a little softer, maybe we get a bit of a reprieve, and don't we need that? But listen, this is the new normal. More volatility. Without the Fed there, you can expect interest rates to slowly gravitate a little bit higher. It'll be reasonable, but it'll be higher. That means you have to rise to the occasion, and you have to be prepared to convert more opportunities. Hope you have a great week. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
PRMG continues to provide our wholesale partners across the nation with better technology, better product, better pricing, and better service. Our nationally recognized brand is more than just an image. It is a symbol of integrity. PRMG, built by originators for originators. Be sure to click on the link below for your free 30-day MBS highway trial.
This is Mortgage News Network.